coming up, I've got the latest on UCO football coach Adam Durrell's DUI case and how he pled in court.
Weather, as we enter the last weeks of summer, the heat is striking back. UCO football is moving up in the national polls after the Broncos' most recent game. Apple just released their new live translation AirPods. Chelsea will have more of that later in the show.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
We have breaking news tonight. Co-founder of Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk, is dead after being shot at a campus event in Utah.
I'm Luke Underwood.
And I'm Valerie Scott. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News.
Charlie Kirk was at Utah Valley University this afternoon for a debate that was hosted by Turning Point USA, which turned deadly when Kirk was shot shortly after taking the stage.
Kirk, a political activist, was on a nationwide campus tour. No suspects have been arrested at this time. This is still a developing story, so keep an eye out on the UCentral media page for updates.
A long chapter for the UCO football team is finally coming to an end. After months of legal proceedings, UCO head football coach Adam Durrell's DUI case came to a close this morning. UCentral's Jeremy Ramirez has reports on the outcome.
Thank you, guys. UCentral's Jeremy Ramirez here reporting from downtown Oklahoma City. Earlier this morning, UCO football coach Adam Durrell had his final disposition in his DUI case. Back in April, Durrell was arrested by the Edmond Police Department on suspicion of driving under the influence and later was charged with a criminal misdemeanor. In court this morning, Durrell entered a no contest plea. He has told media outlets that this experience has pushed him to seek professional help. UCO says this will not affect the football program. We'll continue following this stories and bring you updates as more details become available. Thank you guys, and back to you at the desk.
The university has released an official statement saying Durrell will remain as the head coach moving forward, with the focus now shifting back to the football program and the season ahead.
Nepal's prime minister has resigned after more than a dozen people were killed and hundreds injured during a youth-led protest. The protests were sparked by a government ban on social media platforms, widespread corruption, and poor economic opportunities. I went out and spoke with UCO's Global Organization Group and UCOSA for their thoughts on the matter. I'm Valerie Scott reporting for UCentral News. I'm currently outside of the Global Affairs office on campus, where I'm going to speak with a student who is from Nepal on his thoughts on the protests happening and the event happening on campus tonight. Nepal, a Himalayan country of 30 million people, have experienced political instability since becoming a republic in 2008. Recent protests, led by Generation Z, are the country's most severe protest in decades. The protest was sparked by widespread frustration over long-standing government corruption and controversial social media crackdown, which blocked platforms like Facebook and WhatsApp under new regulations. Beyond the social media ban, protesters are experiencing frustration over poor economic opportunities, with youth unemployment rates at 20% in 2004. So I'm sitting here down with BJ, who is actually from Nepal. BJ, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. Hello everyone, my name is Vijay Sapkora and I'm from Nepal. I'm an international student over here and it's been about a year since I'm here. The problem arises more and more, the crimes like, the politicians, as I said, corruptions. I mean, like, it's natural. Like, many peoples were angry. A lot of peoples were angry, especially the youths. Over here in University of Central Oklahoma, our Nepalese Association is also having a candle thing today where we will be remembering, in the remembrance of those children, of those peoples who died in the protest. We will be remembering them and we hope the family stays strong.
So we think that it is important because it is quite relevant. There is a big Nepali community on campus and we want to support them as much as possible. Protests and political instability are quite sensitive topics, particularly for students who are not in their home countries right now. And this is their way to help. So it is important to support Nepali students right now because first, it is solidarity. Second of all, it is a great way to demonstrate civic engagement. Sometimes you don't have to be like personally affected by an issue to be involved and passionate about it. And I hope that this encourages other students to be more civically engaged with their hometowns or home countries.
The memorial vigil is tonight from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Blue Tent by Bronco Lake.
A new environmental study further investigated the link between pollution from fossil fuel companies and heat waves. The findings published in the journal Nature on Wednesday dug deep into 213 heat waves that took between worldwide years between the year 2000 and 2023. Researchers say the events became more likely and severe during that time, in large part due to the burning of fossil fuels. The bottom line from the scientists, major oil companies and countries known for producing fossil fuels were key contributors in the pollution that caused these heat waves.
State Minority Leader Chuck Schumer has moved to force a vote on releasing documents related to the Jeffrey Epstein case. Traditionally, only a majority party takes the steps of filing cloture and to set up a floor vote on the measure. Schumer says he filed cloture on himself and tied it to the must-pass annual defense policy package as an amendment.
I just filed an amendment to the NDAA bill that would require the Attorney General to release all of the Epstein files. It's the same exact language as the House discharge petition, and something that Senator Merkley has proposed as well. There's been so much lying, obfuscation, cover-ups. The American people need to see everything that's in the Epstein file, and my amendment would make that happen.
Schumer's office says if passed, it would require the Justice Department to release all of the Epstein files within 30 days of passage.
Facebook is forking out a lot of money. The social media giant has started to pay its $725 million settlement over allegations the platform didn't properly handle user data. Several lawsuits claimed Facebook allowed information to get to third parties without permission. This litigation came following the Cambridge Analytica incident, where the now-closed marketing firm was accused of getting Facebook user information in order to target voters during the 2016 presidential election. Anyone who used Facebook at any time between May 2007 and December 2022 was eligible for some of the settlement, as long as they filed a claim before August 2023. Anyone receiving a payout will get an email notification a few days before the money is issued. And that Facebook is finally paying that money. That is good to see for those people.
It is. It is good to see after all that user data being leaked. It's
Yeah.
true. All right, up next, we have a look at our weather.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move to meet our students where they are and get them where they want to go. Over time, thousands of students have made the move to UCO. They come to pursue their passions and find their calling, to improve their lives, families, and communities. UCO moves and motivates students in and out of the classroom. Here, potential takes flight. Our students' curiosity ignites a spark that fuels transformation. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the university that hasn't stopped moving since 1890. In fact, we are gaining momentum. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
cloudy, however. There's about 8-degree mile-an-hour winds, south-southeast, and about 52% humidity. We're looking at some rain and storm chances northwest of OKC Metro for tonight, and then the 90s are going to return for the State Fair this weekend. It is going to look hot. We're looking at upper 80s, mid 80s most of the state, 90 out in Guyman, and then it'll be about 83 here in the metro area and even down to 79 in Enid. Tonight it'll get to about 62 degrees, mostly cloudy, and a very low chance of rain tonight, about 10%. Tonight it's going to be pretty much low 60s across the state, even 59 here in Miami. Looking at 62 here in the metro area and some chances of rain in the northwestern part of the state. It's going to get up to 92 up in Guyman, but mid 80s to high 80s in the rest of the state. As I said, 87 here in the metro area and sunny all across. Tomorrow it will be about 64 in the morning, and then around lunchtime we'll get to 80-ish degrees. And then in the evening, we're going to get all the way up to 87, and we're going to top off about there. It's going to be in the high 80s throughout most of the week, 90s Friday and Saturday, and it's going to be looking pretty sunny except for about Saturday and Wednesday here will be partly cloudy. Back to you at the desk.
Coming up, the new AirPod Pro 3 are dropping soon with an exciting new feature.
And an Oklahoma restaurant was featured on the New York Times America's Best Restaurants of 2025 list. Chelsea Rios will have her full updates after the break.
I just realized I forgot.
It's time to explore, to come out and play. Our city is waiting, so what do you say? Whether daytime or nighttime, the right time is now. Finding those moments to make you go wow. Amazing new places to fit every mood. Shopping and dining. Did we mention the food? There are green parks and ballparks and water parks too. Museums, attractions, and also a zoo. The modern frontier is the friendliest place. Now is the time for your dreams to be chased.
It's the Roadway Replay.
Time for the lightning round, Brian. Let's rewind your drive to work. How far did your car travel while you checked your phone? 20 feet, 100 feet, the length of a football field?
100 feet.
Oh, sorry, Brian. In just 3 seconds on the highway, your car traveled the length of a football field.
Distracted driving? It's no game.
I'm Chelsea Rios, and this is your social media update. Apple just announced Tuesday that they will be releasing the AirPods Pro 3. These new AirPods include new features like heart rate sensing and live language translation. Apple decided to include heart rate sensing into the AirPods Pro 3, which can now track over 50 types of workouts. These AirPods can send the information of your workout to the fitness app on your iPhone. The new AirPods also include a new live translation feature, which is translated by Apple Intelligence. The languages the AirPods Pro 3 can translate are English, French, German, Portuguese, and Spanish. Apple is planning to add 4 more languages to the list by the end of this year, which includes Italian, Japanese, Korean, and simplified Chinese. The new AirPods Pro 3 are now available to pre-order starting Tuesday, September 9th, with availability starting Friday, September 19th. An Oklahoma restaurant made it on the New York Times list, America's Best Restaurants 2025. The restaurant is called Bar Sen, located in Oklahoma City. It is a Lao noodle restaurant and bar, and is a concept by Chef Chanchalune. This is the second time Chef Chanchalune's restaurant was featured. His other restaurant, Mother Lao Kitchen, was also featured in the New York Times 2022 restaurant list. Chanchalune is a two-time James Beard nominee. It is considered a prestigious award which recognizes chefs, restaurateurs, authors, and journalists. For the New York Times to create this list, 15 reporters and editors took 76 flights, where they ate more than 200 meals in 33 states. The restaurant is located in Oklahoma City's Plaza District for anyone that wants to try it out. And on to movies. A new Stephen King movie is coming to theaters based on the novel The Long Walk. The story is about a young man volunteering their time in an endurance competition in hopes to become a famous. The movie is shot in complete continuity to show authenticity of the men's tiredness and their clothes becoming dirty. Actor Mark Hamill said he was drawn into the movie role, The Major, a man who is in charge of the competition because of the relatability. Mark Hamill says he drew inspiration from his childhood growing up in a naval base. He was reminded of seeing soldiers doing calisthenics under the barking orders of sergeants. The competition won't stop until there is one winner in the race with no finish line. Long Walk is coming to theaters this Friday, September 12th. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson showed up to the Toronto Film Festival on Monday and has fans curious about his new appearance. Dwayne Johnson, known for his brawny wrestling physique, seemed slimmer than usual at the Toronto Film Festival for the premiere of the biopic The Smashing Machine. Johnson did previously bulk up for the biopic but took a drastic transformation for another project. Johnson told People's Magazine that he transformed his new appearance for a new movie role in a film called Lizard Music, based on a novel written by David Pinkwater. He explains the movie is about a very whimsical and eccentric 70-something-year-old man called the Chicken Man, and his best friend is a 70-something-year-old chicken. Johnson said, "I'm so excited because I get a chance to hopefully transform again like I was able to in Smashing Machine. Can't wait." And that's your social media update. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Chelsea. I'll have all the sports update for you guys after the break.
Rugged, rough, built for the road ahead. Sometimes I feel like a shell of a man.
Commercials are fake. What you're feeling isn't. Call or text 988, Oklahoma's mental health lifeline.
Did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move forward, daily living the Bronco way, being reflective of our neighborhood, community, history, and Oklahoma. This is what has made us who we are. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the third largest university in Oklahoma. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Hello, Bronco Nation. I am Luke Underwood, and let's get straight into your Wednesday sports update. The Central Oklahoma football team's top 25 ranked matchup and win against the Pittsburgh State Gorillas has helped move them Broncos up the national polls. UCO is now ranked number 15 in the AFCA, or American Football Coaches Association, polls. Last week, UCO was ranked number 19 before beating number 13 Pitt State. As well, UCO is now ranked number 12 on D2Football.com's poll. Previously, they were ranked number 17. UCO will be back in action next weekend here in Edmond against the Washburn Ichabods. That game will be live from Chad Richardson Stadium at 7 p.m. The UCO women's volleyball team has been dominating the competition. The number 4 ranked Broncos defeated the Oklahoma Baptist Bisons 3-0 yesterday. Yes, after the team's exhibition match against Oral Roberts, the team has swept every single opponent, making that now 5 teams in a row. Central Oklahoma will be back in action Friday at the St. Mary's Invitational, where they will first be versing off against Fairmont State at 9:30 in the morning. The current reigning and defending NBA champions, the Oklahoma City Thunder, were hit with some sour news. The Thunder, who won the NBA championship back on June 22nd, will be without their 15th overall pick, Thomas Sorber, for the upcoming season after Sorber went down with a torn ACL. The center from Georgetown tore his ACL in his right leg during a workout with the team. This marks the second year in a row where OKC's first and highest overall draft pick will miss the entire NBA season after guard Nikola Topic missed all of the 2024-25 season with a similar ACL tear. The Thunder still have a little under a month until the beginning of the preseason, so stay tuned for the Thunder to potentially bring in another depth big man. And it is now time for your weekly NFL news update. Week 1 of the NFL kicked off and chaos ensued, with many games coming down to the wire. With the Steelers vs. Jets and Bills vs. Ravens seeing both teams score more than 30 points each during game time. The latter of the two, the Buffalo Bills versus Baltimore Ravens, saw the Bills pull off one of the largest fourth quarter comebacks in recent history, with the Bills down 15 points with only 4 minutes remaining on the clock. However, MVP Josh Allen led the Bills to upset both the Ravens and bettors around the world with a 41-40 point victory. Week 2 of the NFL season will kick off tomorrow night, seeing the Washington Commanders and Jaden Daniels challenge the Micah Parsons-led Green Packers. That game will go live at 7:15 p.m. at Green Bay. And that's all I have for you guys right now. Back to Valerie at the desk.
Coming up, start saving cash because Girl Scouts is releasing a new cookie that you do not want to miss. And St. Fraley will have your last look at weather after the break.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Expanding horizons, making room for the new. The modern frontier is ready for you. There's more to discover, more fun to be found. Our city is rising, just look around. Attractions, adventures, excitement and thrills. Rooms of beauty and history where knowledge is filled. A convergence of cultures in spectacular places. Open skies, open minds, and wide open spaces. The modern frontier awaits you to embrace it.
When Girl Scout cookie sales start in January, there will be a new lineup in the cookie. On Tuesday, the organization announced the addition of Rocky Road-inspired cookie called Explore More's. The new chocolate cookie has notes of marshmallow and toasted almonds. Like the Girl Scouts' other cookies, they will be sold online and in person by local troops. Nearly 700,000 Scouts take part in the cookie sale each year. Earlier this year, the Girl Scouts revamped the cookie lineup, announcing the discontinuation of s'mores and Toastier cookies after several years on sale.
And let's toss it over to our last look at weather.
Hey guys, we're going to take a look at the weather conditions tonight. It's going to get down to about 62 degrees with some light wind gusts, only a 10% chance of rain, so not too much to worry about there. Again, low 60s across the state, 62 here, and some light rain chances up in the northwestern part of the state. And then it's going to be about mid to high 80s, 92 and 94 down here in the western parts, and 87 here in the metro area. Tomorrow morning, 64 degrees, then we'll climb up to about 80 around noon, and then we'll peak at around 87 degrees with some partly cloudy conditions outside. This week we're going to see low 90s, and then we're going to get down all the way to 86 with a 40% chance of rain on Wednesday, but we're going to be seeing mainly upper 80s. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Sam. Another celebratory event took place on Sunday to mark New York City's 400th anniversary. Performers from 23 Broadway shows entertained a big crowd that turned out in Times Square. People showed up for the free event despite some rainy weather in the area. The performance is a part of a year-long tribute to the city put together by Mayor Eric Adams' administration. Sunday's event was called Founded by Broadway, and it honored the past, present, and future of the city's theater district. The president of the Broadway League said there's only one New York City and only one Broadway. And the city's tourism president said Broadway is synonymous with a visit to the city. Well, that's very exciting. Broadway, you know, that must have been an amazing performance.
Exciting about Broadway, but I don't know about you, but I'm excited about those Girl Scout cookies.
I'm sure that they will taste good, though.
I'm a sucker for them. Well, that's all the time we have for you tonight, Broncos. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.